that you've been doing an amazing job of protecting your energy. And what I'm getting here is almost a vision of all this positive energy has been building up, and you have a lot of manifestations coming in. So let's go ahead and get started with some angel messages. Holy Spirit, what are your messages for Pisces? And what does Pisces need to know at this time? Okay, your first message is positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. It's almost like your positive energy is ushering in opportunities that otherwise you would have had to work for or you would have had to do the most for. This is some kind of fifth dimensional energy. As long as you can keep your vibration high, these things are going to manifest easily for you. And whoever it is that I'm channeling for, you already do this so well. You have a high vibrational energy, and that positive energy attracts opportunities, gifts, kind people into your life. So there's a need here to keep your vibration positive. And the first message that I got is that you have been protecting your energy. So do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you're on. Keep the faith and keep going. So this is your first message from the angels. And what I'm getting here, Pisces, is more than just positive energy. Is some kind of flow or a path of least resistance where the things that you do truly move the needle forward. Instead of trying to do the most, instead of trying to put so much work and effort towards something, it does require you to stay positive. So whatever it is that you need to do to raise the vibration, whether it's talk to positive people, hang out with people that uplift you, whether it's going out into nature, taking a vacation, whatever this is for you, it is essential to keep your vibration high, not just for you to be happy, but for things to manifest so easily into your life. And whoever it is that I'm channeling for, you're already doing this. So keep going. Let's go ahead and get two more messages before we move into the tarot. What are your messages for Pisces, Holy Spirit? All right, so employment change. Your career path is leading you to a higher direction, with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So some of you have a raise or a promotion coming in. Others of you have new opportunities coming into your life or some kind of upgrade here. And your final angel message is clearing debts. Your self care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. And debt doesn't always have to be a monetary thing. Some people go into energetic debt because they have people around them that take more energy than they give or are constantly negative people that it's not their intention to create a negative environment, but they're in a lower vibration. So it's almost like they consume the positive energy like a vacuum. And it doesn't matter how much you give or how much you do, it's almost like they have a hole that you can't really fill. So clearing debts is not just monetary, this is also energy. Who is taking more energy than they're giving? Who do you hang out with or you talk to that you feel drained or tired or confused afterwards? That is a sign. So this is not just about money, this is also about energy. What brings you into energetic debt? Is it a hobby? Is it a habit? Is it a person? Is it a relationship? But this is something that the angels, your guides, are calling your attention to because you're meant to stay in a positive vibration. I'm seeing all these plus signs. People are meant to add to your life, not take away. Right now, you're in a period of receiving, and some of you are so used to being the givers in a relationship, in a friendship, in a dynamic, to where right now you're meant to be in receiver mode. You're meant to be receiving gifts, positive energy, support, love, whatever this is for you. Be very aware of what's taking from you, whether it's energetically, monetarily, your time, your presence. And Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right path. You're closing this year out successfully. I am filming this in December, and Spirit wants you to know that right now is the time to tie up all loose ends because you're moving into 2026 with a lot of momentum. I just heard an upward spiral. Some people, because they have negative people or negative thoughts, one negative thought leads to another negative thought, and before you know it, it's a downward spiral. But a lot of you, you're on an upward spiral of a lot of positive things happening, and it's almost like you have to keep that energy going. You have to keep that momentum going in the right direction. And you're already doing this. Don't overthink it. You have some kind of raise or promotion or some kind of change when it comes to what you do. And also clearing debts, not just monetary, but energetic debts. Who is taking more than they give in your life? Right now it's time to make an assessment and take inventory. Think back to this entire year and who do you want to come with you on this next phase, this next chapter of your life? What does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know at this time, Holy Spirit? So your first card is the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. This is a very good sign because the Wheel of Fortune in the upright means that you're moving forward, that some way, somehow, you are on top. In the reverse, it means that you're on the bottom. There's some kind of repeating cycle, some kind of karmic cycles going reverse. So it's taking you counterclockwise. But in the upright, you're going clockwise. You're moving forward and you're on top of the wheel. You've been able to master your vibration, your frequency, and what you call into your life. It's almost like you had to roll the dice on something. And some way, somehow, you ended up on top. So keep this positive energy going. It's also card number 10. There's a lot of cycles coming to a completion in your life. It's not just about entering the new year, there's a lot of lessons or relationships or karmic cycles that have now fully cycled out of your life. You're not going to have this lesson again, is what I'm getting here. You graduated and the lesson is complete. It's a number 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. You have a new beginning coming in. This is also the card of good luck. You have a lot of positive luck moving you in the right direction. So bank on this energy. Take advantage of the opportunities around you and continue this flow of positive energy. Okay, the Hierophant in the reverse. Some old paradigms or old ways of being need to change. The Hierophant is also a major arcana, but it's card number 5. Fives are all about change and transformation, leading you to new levels of freedom, or a paradigm that no longer is in alignment with where you're headed. Again, this is a 10. You've already made it out of this level, you've graduated, and now you're moving up. You're going from the 10 to the 1, which is a new beginning. And now the 5 is calling in changes and transformations, whether this is in your habits, in your routine, in your paradigm, in the relationships in your life. This is a card of change. But in the reverse, it's saying that there's some situations in your life that have fully run their course and they're not teaching you anything new. You're not learning anything new. It's not bringing anything into your life of value. And therefore, they need to change to something better. So trust that whatever this change is, trust that whatever this ending is for your highest good. You're actually getting a level up. You're actually moving up. It's not a change that forces you to go back. It's not a change that turns into a lesson. It's a change that helps you expand. So it's important to realize this because otherwise people tend to resist the change, not because of the change itself, but because they fear that the change is going to bring more lessons. There's going to bring a lot of discomfort. But I'm getting for you, this is a positive change. This is a change that you want. I heard you prayed for this. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you prayed for this change. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What are your messages for Pisces? We're going to go ahead and clarify, but I'm going to go ahead and pull one more message for you. The moon in the reverse. So you have all major arcanas here. Whatever it is that you're going through, it is a really big shift. Okay, this is card number 18, and 1 plus 8 is 9. Conclusion. So we have the 10, we have the 5, and now we have the 9. With the moon in the reverse, there may be a little bit of hesitation or holding back because it is uncertainty, it is the unknown. The moon also talks about the subconscious. This can be a time where you're working through a lot of subconscious blockages or subconscious fears that you may have thought that you released or that you healed, but they may be coming up one last time for you to fully release them. So 3 major arcanas coming in. Whatever this is for you, Pisces, it is a positive shift. It is a positive move. And if you knew what was on the other side of this change, you would rush the process. You would be so excited to get there. With the Hierophant in the reverse, there has been some kind of structure or paradigm that has been needing to change. Okay, it's in alignment with the seasons, is what I just heard. We're coming into the new year. So whatever this is cycling up one last time for you to clear it. I'm going to go ahead and clarify to see what this moon energy is, because this doesn't just talk about the unknown and uncertainty. This can also talk about secrets. A lot of things are being revealed to you, and you're starting to connect the dots looking back. When you're in the moment, when you're going through a situation, you don't necessarily know what to make out of it. You're just going through the process. But when you look back, you're going to understand what it was trying to teach you or what the lesson was. And this is part of this moon energy. Some of you have been wanting answers, solutions. You've been wanting clarity on a specific area of your life. Holy Spirit, give me a few more messages for Pisces in regards to the moon energy. What does Pisces need to know about the moon energy? Role model. wheel. Someone here has been looking up to you, and whoever this person is, they view you as someone fearless or someone that's very brave because they see you diving into the unknown. And for a lot of you Pisces, it's not that you don't feel the fear, is that when you feel guided to do something, you're going to do it anyways. So, role model. Someone here is admiring your ability to navigate the unknown because the moon talks about your intuition. When you have your intuition, it's almost like an internal GPS system. Even if you don't know what's coming or you don't know how to navigate these waters, your intuition acts as that GPS. Imagine traveling to a new country or going to a new city or a new state. You've never been there before, but you have a GPS. The GPS knows how to get you from point A to point B. This is your intuition. So, someone here may think that you're fearless or you're brave, or maybe even sometimes reckless for doing certain things that they wouldn't dare do, but they don't realize that you have an internal GPS, and that is your intuition. Yeah, it's your map, is what I'm getting here. So, moon energy, whatever this phase of your life is, it's almost like spirit had to cover this for you so that you wouldn't use your gifts to see into the future because you can do that. A lot of you know things before they even happen. A lot of you can sense into the future. And with the moon energy coming up in the reverse, spirit had to block something from your sight because your intuition is so strong that it's almost like knowing the answers to the test before you even take the test. So spirit had to do something here to create a veil so that you wouldn't see into the future, so that you wouldn't see exactly what was on the other side, so that you had to fully trust and rely on your intuition. Clarify the moon in the reverse for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about the moon in the reverse? Okay, the Tower. So every single one of these cards is a major arcana. What I'm getting with this energy here is that there is some kind of realization. There's an awareness to something that may have been there all along, but you didn't see it. Okay, as you can see, this is lightning. The lightning is striking, and the lightning represents light. There's a sudden realization, a sudden, I want to say the word shock, but it's not coming in as shock. It's coming more so as a realization. You're realizing something. Because the moon in the upright, as you can see here, she's underwater. She can't really see, it's dark in here. But in the reverse, and now having the tower right next to it, this realization is going to help you see something that's been around you or that's been in your reality, but you couldn't see it before. And again, this was intentionally hidden from you. Spirit intentionally covered this or created some kind of a veil so that you couldn't see through because you were meant to trust your intuition. You were meant to trust yourself through this process. And now the realization's coming in, the information. I'm getting this more so as a realization than a tower moment. But I'm going to have to clarify the tower. Holy Spirit, what is this tower for Pisces? And what does Pisces need to know? Okay, the Two of Swords is about making some kind of decision. You are being presented with two different paths, or the decision that you have to make is going to cut something else out of your life. Are you going to go left or right? Are you going to go up or down? The Two of Swords is a card of making a decision, even when you don't know what's ahead of you. This is asking you to rely on your instincts and your intuition. Whatever this decision is important. And this is why things were veiled or things were hidden or covered in some way because you weren't meant to see things before they happen. You were meant to trust. You were meant to fall fully into faith in your intuition. Hierophant in the reverse is saying, Pisces, there is an upgrade here. There is a new shift. There is a new paradigm. And the Wheel of Fortune, you have a lot of positive energy moving you in the right direction. This is not the kind of change that you dread. It's not another lesson. It's not another go around. When it comes to the wheel, it talks about these cycles that you go through multiple times. You're on top of the wheel. So, Two of Swords is asking you to make a choice. And making this choice is going to call for you to let go of something else. When you make a decision, you cut out the other options. So, whatever this is for you, you're going to have the information that you need, the tower, to clear whatever kind of illusion or darkness or veil that didn't allow you to see. How can you make a decision when you don't know what's on the other side, when you don't know exactly what it entails? But the tower is saying the realization, the information that you need is coming to you. This was all intentional. Okay, this is not necessarily something that you have to resist. This decision and the way that it's coming about is intentional. Spirit meant for it to be this way. This is a general reading, so it may mean different things for different people. In the extended, I'm going to dive deeper and ask, what is this change? Because it's going to be specific to you. But the tower is saying the information that you need, the answers that you need, the solutions that you need are going to come before you make this choice. Because the Two of Swords is almost like avoiding a decision or trying to prolong something because you're waiting for clarity, you're waiting for answers or information. And with the blindfold, she can't tell if it's left or right, she can't tell if it's up or down. And as you can see, these birds here are trying to free her from this blindfold. These are your guides trying to get you to see something clearly before you make a choice here, because this is important. This is connected to the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Moon in the reverse. These are all major arcana, so this is big energy. With the Hierophant in the reverse, I'm getting a message here that you are meant to fully trust in yourself, in your higher self. Whether you pray to the universe, to God, to your angels, do not outsource the information for your decisions. A lot of these readings come in as a confirmation, but you already know what to do, is what I'm getting here. So, role model, someone is looking up to the way that you do things or the way that you move in life, but they don't realize that they have that same power within. All they need to do is awaken their higher self, awaken their intuition, because yours has fully come online. But the Hierophant is calling for a change, for a transformation. What is this Tower for Pisces? What is this Tower for Pisces? Three of Pentacles in the reverse. This card keeps showing up in your readings in the reverse, so whatever this energy is still present in your reality. The tarot wouldn't pull it if it wasn't present. There's something here about not being able to see eye to eye with certain people or not being able to get on the same page. And whatever this decision is, I don't know if this has to do with this Three of Pentacles or if this is something separate. With the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, in the upright, it talks about collaboration, coming together, building together, using each other's skills and experience to collaborate and bring something to completion. But in the reverse, it can talk about ego clash. It can talk about being competitive. It can talk about not seeing eye to eye. They're all working together to build this thing. But in the reverse, it's almost like she's pulling this apart. Like she's pulling on the string and she's almost taking this thing apart. So not being on the same page is causing more damage than good. Whatever this interaction is, I have to clarify before I say anything, but this is not being on the same page or not seeing eye to eye with certain people in your life. This can be in regards to family, community, work, relationships. Someone here, instead of collaborating, they're trying to compete or they're trying to make it something it's not. Okay, I don't know for who that message is for, but you are meant to make a decision. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Give me one more card for the Tower. What does Pisces need to know about this Tower? King of Swords in the reverse. There is some kind of resistance here with the flow of things. Something here needs to change in the way that you go about approaching something. And when it talks about Pentacles, it talks about the practical day-to-day things. The King of Swords in the reverse talks about your mental clarity. So there's some things here that are scattered or are not clear yet or kind of messy. Because in the upright, you have crystal clear clarity. You have a bird's eye view of the situation. But in the reverse, it goes back to this Two of Swords, not being able to see clearly because there is a blindfold over her eyes. So Three of Pentacles in the reverse. A system or a way of doing things, the way something flows needs to change, but the way that you approach this can't be from a place of being mentally exhausted or tapped out, because the King of Swords in the reverse, you've been using your mind a lot or there's been a lot of mental activity. And the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, you can't build something or work on something from being in a place of mental exhaustion. There's something here about not being able to mentally operate at your highest because there is some kind of lack of clarity here. The King of Swords needs to be in the upright to be able to see clearly, to be able to take the right actions. So this is not something that you fix with a nap. This is not something that you fix with a good meal. This is not something that you fix by going out into nature. It requires more grounding, and this is mental, so it has to do with your thought. So if you tend to strategize or overthink or analyze, there's just a lot of mental energy. Okay, it can even show up as restlessness. The King of Swords in the reverse can also show up as symptoms in life, like clouded judgment or dropping things, feeling a little bit scattered. There's some kind of resistance there or looping thoughts. Again, this is an energy that is mentally exhausted. So the Three of Pentacles, you can't really build something from this place because it needs some kind of a reset. It needs some kind of a break. King of Swords in the reverse. I'm gonna have to clarify this further, but what's catching my attention is this owl here. Some of you have messengers coming into your life, spirit animals. You may be seeing a specific bird. For some of you, a red cardinal, an owl, a crow, or a raven. Some of you may have recently seen a bat, and I'm getting this is a message. There's secret symbology behind this animal and what it represents in your life. With the King of Swords being in the reverse, there is a need to bring this card back into the upright so that you can access your full mental clarity and so that strategy becomes easy and not messy. You've been trying to do something or complete something from a place of mental exhaustion. So there is a need to bring this energy back into the upright so that the Three of Pentacles can also come back into the upright. Because this has to do with your practical day-to-day life, the things that you can touch, feel, and grab. It's a Pentacles card, whereas Swords represents your mind state. So your mind state influences your emotions. Your emotions also influence your actions and the state that you're in when you're doing something. So if you're taking an action and you're being disciplined, but you're not in the right mental state, is going to cause more exhaustion and is going to cause you to have to put more work and more effort. So there's something here about alignment, and this tower is meant to bring in a realization. This realization is going to help you see something clearly. This can also talk about emotional interference in your decisions, trying to be logical but being overwhelmed at the same time. So it's almost like you've taken on too much, or there's a lot on your plate that you're having to sort through, that you're having to complete, that you're having to do. And Spirit is saying it's better to recalibrate your mind so that your effort goes a long way instead of having to do the most or having to exert more energy. Because the King of Swords is strategic. It's work smarter, not harder. Bringing the King of Swords in the upright is going to bring objective, clear, organized thinking and strategy. It's also going to help your foundation because this card is in the reverse. Every single card has a positive and negative side, or a light side and a shadow side. In the reverse, it showcases the shadow of the card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cards in the reverse. But the good news is you have the Wheel of Fortune. Luck is on your side, Spirit is on your side. In this tower moment, again, it's a realization, it's information that's coming in to break through any kind of veil, any kind of illusion, any kind of darkness, okay, because she does have a blindfold over her eyes. Whatever this decision is, you are meant to get to a place of mental clarity first. Because the Three of Pentacles talks about work, building, communication, community, collaborating. But the King of Swords in the reverse, there is a need for a different approach. And it goes back to the Hierophant in the reverse, a new framework, a new paradigm. There's something here about shifting this energy. And you're going to be able to do this with the Tower. Two of Swords, it is going to require a decision here, but it's meant to come from a place of clarity rather than just not knowing and doing something anyways. Okay, so it goes back to this message. Yes, you have an internal guiding system, an internal GPS called your intuition, but this is going to require knowledge. It's going to require facts, data, information, so that you can support this decision with the Two of Swords. Swords talks about not feeling something, but knowing something. King of Swords energy talks about not just feeling something, but knowing something. Facts, truth, data, information. Okay, that's what this card represents. That's what's going to make you feel confident about your decision. Not just trusting your intuition, not just trusting what you feel, but trusting what you know. He suggests finding impartial clarity before you take your next step. Exactly. You're meant to make a decision, but you're meant to have clarity before you make this choice. Even though he always seeks data and proof, he also knows that blending experience with inventiveness or blending intelligence with emotional and spiritual energies allows for well-rounded success. Be courageous in your pursuit of your path and find your methodical, confident authority by knowing the way rather than just feeling the way. Okay, feeling talks about the Cups energy. King of Cups would be feeling your way into something, but you are meant to know your way into something. This is why this card is in the reverse. You are meant to have clarity before you make this choice, and the Tower is coming in as that information, that realization. There's a message coming in of calming and soothing your mind and not making decisions when you're overstimulated or overwhelmed. Because the King of Swords in the reverse can talk about mental exhaustion because you've been trying to figure out the unknown. You've been trying to figure out what's on the other side or what's to come. And you're meant to do that. You're not meant to just leap into something or just do something to do something. You are meant to understand. You're meant to have a vision, a path. There's a message here of fixing your energy to bring this King of Swords into the upright and then making a decision. It's going to be very obvious which way to go or what decision is best for you. But this King of Swords needs to be in the upright before you make this choice. Okay, so right now it's in the reverse. I'm going to go ahead and ask in the extended, what is this change? And how do you get this King of Swords in the upright? Let's go ahead and clarify. Holy Spirit, tell me more. Clarify the Hierophant in the reverse for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about the Hierophant in the reverse? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the Fool in the upright. So you have another major arcana. You have one, two, three, four, five. Five major arcanas and the King of Swords. That's big energy. So the Four of Pentacles, you're not meant to rush through the process. Because when you rush through the process, it can turn into overstimulation, being overwhelmed, overthinking, overanalyzing. As you can see here, this is a lot of negative thoughts. The dark birds represent the negative thoughts, whereas there's only one white bird, and that's the one positive thought. So if something is causing you to overthink or overanalyze or lose sleep or become restless, you're meant to slow that energy down. Okay, you're not meant to speed through it. You're not meant to just get over it. You're meant to slow it down, Four of Pentacles, and get grounded. Whatever it is that you do to ground yourself, whether it's being out in nature, whether it's certain habits or routines that you have, whether it's hanging out around certain people, whatever you can do to ground this energy, make it physical. Drop down from your head into your body. And with the Fool, you are receiving a major clearing. So something here is being called to the forefront, whether this is a way of being, a paradigm, habits, something that no longer resonates with you because you've graduated, you've leveled up. You're not going to learn anything new from the situation, so you are meant to step into the Fool's energy. The Fool is not card number one, it's card number zero. Zero is where all possibilities are available to you, where you can literally quantum leap, quantum jump into a new reality. So, with this energy here, it talks about not having hesitation, not because you're being guided by faith or trust, but because you've achieved some kind of mental clarity that allows you to know rather than to just guess or feel your way through something. So, this is important because a lot of people in the spiritual community tell you to rely on blind faith, to just trust to follow your heart. But in this case, with the King of Swords in the reverse, you are meant to know. You're not meant to just trust or have faith or believe in something. You're meant to do that, yes, but pair it with a strategy, pair it with the knowledge that you already have, and achieve this place of mental clarity before you make the decision. The Four of Pentacles clarifying the Hierophant. This represents structure, security, and new beginnings, but it's very grounded energy. Okay, this is not fast moving energy. This is not scattered energy. It's very grounded and it's moving at a good pace. It's not moving too slow or too fast to the point where you get overwhelmed, overstimulated, and you're overthinking. This is the key to balancing out these energies. I'm feeling temperance energy. We don't have the temperance out here, but that is a card of moderation. That is a card of finding the balance right in the middle, being that pillar so grounded that you're not pulled into one side or the other. Okay, it's about some kind of balance here. So, Four of Pentacles energy. Okay, this directly relates to your physical life. Whereas the Nine of Swords just talks about your thoughts, and the Fool is a decision that you're being guided to make. There's something here where you're not just being asked to trust or to have blind faith, but you're going to know when the time is right. There's going to be no doubt about it. You're not going to hesitate. With the Hierophant being in the reverse, it connects to that same message. It's not just about feeling something, it's about knowing something. This talks about entering a phase where you're following the right process instead of just winging it, instead of just relying on luck or faith or trust. To some of you, it works very well because you are divinely supported. There's been a lot of miracles that have taken place in your life, and the Wheel of Fortune confirms that. In the upright, you're very lucky, but there's also a need here for certainty, whether the structure, the process, the method is in alignment with this new version of self. So there's a retiring of old methods, old habits, old routines, things that are no longer supporting this new version of self. Okay, it's card number 5. It does talk about change and transformation, leading to new levels of freedom. But in the reverse, it talks about breaking out of the box, breaking out of the norm, and not necessarily breaking the tradition, but trying something different, thinking outside of the box, rejecting the traditional or expected role, walking away from a system that restricts you. The Hierophant in the reverse can also talk about your soul refusing to follow the old rules. It wants a change. It wants to break free from something that was once right but has now become restrictive. For some of you, the Hierophant in the reverse can talk about your spirit not being aligned with a specific path. Your spirit is a separate entity from your soul. These are two different entities. So in the reverse, it's talking about breaking free from some kind of restriction or a box that has been created around you. It talks about a new path, a new method, a new way of going about things. The Fool is represented as freedom. The Nine of Swords can also represent being mentally done with something, being mentally done with someone or with something in your life. It's also a 9. A 9 is a conclusion. So we have 9, 9, 10, 10. The Hierophant in the reverse is calling for you to break free from the tradition, from the norm, from whatever is restricting you, because that path is no longer in alignment. It's a 5. There's a change, a transformation leading to new levels of freedom. So the old path is something that you're mentally done with or emotionally detached from. Okay, so the Fool is the next card. The Fool, clarifying the Hierophant, is talking about the new chapter, the new phase coming into your life, the leap you're being guided towards, okay, the path that feels like freedom. When you think about the past, what feels like freedom and what feels restrictive? When you think about certain friendships or relationships or work or projects, what makes you feel tension? It's important to tune into your body because your body always has the answers. Your body always knows. It has its own intelligence. So when you ask yourself questions, you have to pay attention to your body cues. Do you feel tense? Do you feel constricted? Or do you feel freedom? Do you feel expansion? Because that's going to be a sign of what you're meant to move towards. So Hierophant in the reverse, the old is no longer aligned, and it's a spiritual mismatch now, whether it's your spirit or your soul that's not aligned with a specific chapter in your life. The Nine of Swords, being mentally done, emotionally detached from something, and the Fool, being ready for new levels of freedom, being excited for what's to come. The Four of Pentacles, having that stability, that structure as you're moving through this phase. Because rushing creates a feeling of overstimulation or being overwhelmed with something. So there's a need to move at your own pace and be grounded as you go about this. As you tune into the Fool's energy, you're going to feel more excited, more creative, more authentic, more energized, more free, and most importantly, more like yourself. Because this Hierophant in the reverse was a period or a chapter that served a specific purpose. And it was right at the time, but now you shifted out of that cycle. Okay, this is a 10. Something here has ended, and now the Fool is calling for more expansive energy. Holy Spirit, what are your messages for Pisces in regards to this reading? What are your messages for Pisces, Holy Spirit? What are your messages for Pisces, Holy Spirit? Love doesn't chase, it chooses. And I'm getting that this may not necessarily have to do with love, but you're not meant to pursue something that is no longer in alignment. You're meant to choose something. You're the one making the decision. You're not meant to chase something that doesn't feel like it's aligned with you. You're meant to choose it. You're the one that's in power. You're the one that's on top. You're the one that's in control. So, whatever decision you're being guided to make, don't feel like you have to chase something or that you have to make something happen. It's up to you to choose it. This is why the Two of Swords is here. Spirit wants you to make a decision, but this is your choice. You're not being forced into something. You're not being required to make a choice that is not in alignment with you. You're meant to choose, not chase. The moment you decide, the universe moves. So for some of you, there may be some kind of a limbo state where you're in the middle here of a decision. It's not the past, it's not the future, it's some kind of a limbo state. It's like being suspended in midair. Until a decision is made, things are frozen or paused. But you're being advised to have clarity before you make this choice. You're being advised not to rush this. So the moment you decide, the universe moves. You're going to have divine support on your path no matter what you do. So the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Trust that the universe has your back, but this decision has to be for you. Don't make a decision thinking about other people and how it's going to serve them. Think about yourself, put yourself first, because other people wouldn't think about you or they would be selfish about their choices. So you're meant to do the same. Not be selfish, but do what is best for you. Because some of you have stayed in situations longer than you had to help other people or to be a support system, or your decisions were changed by other people around you. Okay, so this is about you and what you want for your life. This is not about other people. Okay, so choose, don't chase. And as soon as you make this decision, the universe is going to fully support you. There's going to be a lot of positive momentum moving you in the right direction. Trust that. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What are your messages for Pisces in regards to this reading? God's favorite. Okay, I just got full body chills. Some people around you think that you're blessed or that you're divinely favored, or just a lucky person because things seem to come easily to you. You may not have the same perspective because you're the one going through the process, but people from the outside looking in, they think that you're divinely blessed or that things have been handed to you. They don't understand the work that goes into alignment, the work that goes into raising your vibration. A lot of you have lived many lifetimes and you have knowledge from past lifetimes to where you don't really have to figure something out. You don't really have to go through something to understand it because you've been there before. Pisces is the 12th sign on the zodiac wheel, meaning you've already gone through all the other chapters. Scorpio represents death. Pisces represents the afterlife. So you've gone and come back. You've already been on the other side. So Spirit is letting you know, Pisces, that the way that you move in life compared to other people is going to be different. So don't compare your reality or your life to other people's. And yes, you do have divine support. So be grateful to your higher self, to God, to the universe, to your angels, whatever it is that you believe in, because you do have divine support. The way that things manifest for you is different. So don't try to follow someone else's path or follow someone else's guidance because things are different when it comes to you. And other people may develop feelings of jealousy because they don't understand your path and why things happen for you in a specific way. But to you, Pisces, the key is your energy. The key is your alignment. Because if you weren't doing the energy work, if you weren't in alignment, things would be a lot harder. Things would take a lot more effort. So, yes, you are God's favorite and you are divinely favored, but the way that you stay in this vibration is by staying positive, by staying uplifted. And that does require you to cut people and things off that are lowering your vibration. Okay, those are hard decisions, and a lot of people can't make those choices, and therefore their path changes to align with someone else's. And it's not necessarily always for the best. So keep doing what is best for you, keep putting yourself first, and you're gonna realize how things magically happen for you. Hearing the word miracles, a lot of you have experienced miracles in your life or things that are out of this world, and you do have divine favor, you do have divine support. So lean on that. Some of you may be guided to reconnect to your spirituality, to reconnect to prayer, to reconnect to your higher self. Suggest for Pisces in regards to this reading. I'm going to head over to Patreon for the extended. For the ones of you that do resonate, the links are down below. Let's go ahead and see what other messages come in. Hey, you figured it out. This is your future self coming in and letting you know, Pisces, whatever it is that you're overthinking, whatever it is that you're worried about with the Nine of Swords, I'm almost feeling like you've already overcome this. There is a feeling here of being mentally done or emotionally detached. But your future self is coming in to let you know, Pisces, whatever it is that you're worried about right now, you figured it out. You made it. Okay, this is past tense. So this is your future self coming in to reassure you that you did figure it out. Something may seem bigger than it actually is. And it's only a matter of perspective, is what I'm getting here. I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Two of Swords before I head over to the extended, because this decision is coming up. For some of you, you've already been presented with this choice, but Spirit is advising you to seek clarity before you make this decision. But until this decision is made, things almost feel like they're up in the air. Like you're in the middle somewhere. Okay, it's not the past, it's not the future, it's the middle ground. But the moment you decide, Two of Swords, the universe moves. Holy Spirit, clarify this Two of Swords for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know in order to make this decision? What does Pisces need to know, Holy Spirit, in order to make this decision? Okay, Seven of Swords. It came out sideways. I'm going to take it in the upright. There's more Swords energy. You have a lot of Swords cards here. Your mind is very active, is what I'm getting here. So the more that you can drop down from your head into your body, the more grounded you're going to feel and the more clarity you're going to have. It's about slowing things down because the mind is air. Air is the fastest moving element, whereas Pentacles, Earth, is the slowest. Give me one more card. What is this Two of Swords for Pisces, Holy Spirit? What does Pisces need to know? Four of Cups. There is a fear here of making the wrong decision and being disappointed. And the Queen of Swords is someone who's able to detach from their emotions and make a logical decision. So Seven of Swords. Do not deceive yourself from things that you truly want. If you want something, it is available for you with the full energy. With the Four of Cups, some of you may be afraid of going after something that you want and it not being what you thought it was going to be, or it not feeling the way that you thought it would feel, or being disappointed in some way. Because as you can see here, she has had many cups. People have gifted her multiple cups, and there's another cup coming in, and you can see the hand here. Someone is offering something, but in the past, these cups ended up empty. So there's something here that you're being guided to pursue, and this is something that you want. Seven of Swords. Don't lie to yourself about something that you want because of a fear of being disappointed. What is the Seven of Swords for Pisces, Holy Spirit? Clarify the Seven of Swords for Pisces. What is the Seven of Swords for Pisces? Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Progress happens one life stage at a time, and you must anchor into the details while simultaneously keeping your head in the clouds to drain. There may be pieces that still need to fall into alignment, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to arrive. You're in the perfect place to figure out how to make your prosperity a reality. Seek confidence and dependability. You hold this power no matter where you stand today. New perspectives and upgrades of consciousness are on the way, so use your plans for the future and expedite its arrival. Your affirmation is, I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. Four of Cups. There is a fear of being disappointed, of making something happen or getting something, and it not being what you thought it was going to be. But Spirit is saying, Pisces, release those fears because they have nothing to do with the reality of the situation. Cups is water. Water is emotion. And you're thinking with logic. You're thinking about facts. Does something really improve your life? Does something truly make something better? Or is it about how you feel about something? Okay, and I'm getting both things matter, but in this case, the Four of Cups can come up as pessimistic. Let me go ahead and pull the clarifier. Holy Spirit, what is this Four of Cups for Pisces? And what does Pisces need to know about the Four of Cups? Swords in the reverse. 1313 on the clock. That may be an angel number for some of you. You may be subconsciously trying to protect yourself from a disappointment because you're trying to avoid a heartbreak. You're trying to avoid some kind of emptiness. Because when you go through multiple disappointments, it can lead to feelings of emptiness, of being nonchalant, of being unimpressed by things, of losing the spark. So it's almost like subconsciously, you may be trying to protect yourself from an emotional disappointment, whether it's a project, a friendship, a relationship. You're trying to protect yourself from the emptiness of it not working out. Three of Swords in the reverse. You're trying to protect yourself subconsciously from a heartbreak. But there's something here that you want that you're being guided towards. And Spirit is saying, Pisces, do not deceive yourself because this is something that is in alignment with you. Queen of Swords, use your logic, use your mind instead of just your emotions and your feelings, because Four of Cups can be pessimistic. If you're finding yourself bored, unsatisfied, or frustrated with your current situation, know that you're likely missing the vibrant landscapes that are present beyond your peripheral vision. Often, we become so focused on our internal perspectives that our feelings about a situation can prevent us from noticing the arrival of extraordinary opportunities and remarkable things. If you remain open to shifting ever so slightly in order to see your situation in a fantastic new light, you will learn that the present moment is filled with the most dynamic magic. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do. Even better, spend energy focusing your thoughts on the experiences you will create in the future. Taking time to meditate and slow your mind will show you that life is better than it seems. Up to you to shift into the abundance available to you right now. I see the fullness and richness of my life. Yes, you are divinely blessed, but there is a fear here of disappointment. Three of Swords in the reverse, heartbreak. Spirit, what are your messages for Pisces in regards to this Four of Cups energy? What are your messages for Pisces in regards to the Four of Cups? Pisces. Spirit, what are your messages for Pisces in regards to the Four of Cups? Messages for Pisces. Your future self is begging you to take this risk. Your future self is coming in to let you know that you figured it out, you made it, but there's a decision here that you're meant to make that is in regards to your expansion, to your freedom, of letting go of something that no longer aligns or is keeping you caged in or restricted in some way. The Hierophant in the reverse is calling in for a new paradigm, a new way of doing things. So, yeah, your future self is begging you to take this risk. There is a fear here of disappointment and heartbreak. But the Page of Pentacles in the reverse is saying you have dreams and practical actions, you attain your results. But when you are taking practical actions without a vision or a dream, then it's not leading you anywhere. And when you have a vision and a dream and there is no practical action, it's also not leading you anywhere. So there is a connection here of the 3D and the 5D coming together. The dream, the energy itself, and also the practical actions. So your future self is begging you to take this risk. You figured it out. The moment you decide, the universe moves, okay, and you're God's favorite. You're meant to choose something, not chase it. When you are in alignment, things come to you. You magnetize things towards you. Pisces, I'm gonna head over to Patreon for the extended. We're gonna look into the Tower. That card has been showing up in a lot of your readings. What is this information? What is this change? What is this realization? We're also gonna look into what you don't see coming, Spirit's final advice and guidance. For the ones of you that do resonate, the links are down below. Blessings, Pisces. Take care.